who was 12.
You know now, if any of them two, I mean, Tommy can't at the minute, but if Danny Tomo wanted to go live with me, I would go live with that man anytime he wanted. I've seen the message, and I've got the message he sent to people, what I've asked him for my stuff, and how rude he has been to these people. Do you know what I mean? I've seen how rude he were to you. They go and knock on everybody's door at 3 o'clock in the morning and scare people to death, boasting about how they can go after people who talk about them. I've been talking about them for nearly a year now. Where are they? They've not come to my door. Not come banging my door, Dan. No, because I'm not a woman and I'm not an old man. I'm a man who will shut them down before they even start talking, and that is what they're scared of.
And one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight is Eric's son, called Nathan Strafer, who got 9 years for a crime he didn't commit. Eric is like me. He talks out a lot and, talks about his son's case and everything else. And since then, the victimization that Eric has faced has been huge. So, Eric, over to you. Firstly, if it's okay, if we can start with the fact of your son getting 9 years for a crime that he didn't commit. Carry on, Eric.
Yeah, well, everybody would have known I'd got the information because, as you saw, I fetched it down to you, then handed it to Tommy Robinson on his demo when he got out at Old Bailey, and then he said he lost it. Let me tell you a bit about Tommy Robinson. When Tommy Robinson was stood on them steps, that day I'd been in touch with Tommy Robinson months before. It was me what kept putting on all this posts. Why don't you all get together? You DFLA lads and all others, why don't you all get together? Put all your fingers behind it. Me what got all them together. It was me what built Tommy Robinson while I was in prison. I did 360 free groups for that man, as you well know. Every post what went on that internet about child grooming, about police, all come from my wall. I had teams out there searching 24/7. That man did nothing for me. He stitched me up. He went back to Rotherham in 2019, January 17th, and gave the information I had on that group, what was covering all these up, them letters, what were printed for kids, which we know aren't for kids don't talk like that. He went and gave that information back that I had on the same group, and he was there posing to them and praising them. Tommy Robinson did all this by handing it all back to them. Tommy Robinson will not face me, and neither will Danny Tomo. I've called them out on so many times. In fact, last time I called Tommy Robinson out, we were live on Facebook. When he left Facebook, because everybody was asking about my paperwork, so he left Facebook because he knew how much influence I had on Facebook through my groups. So when he left Facebook, he didn't leave Facebook because BBC were going to ban him. He left Facebook simply because I was calling him out on all his live feeds. As soon as he went live, I'd get an email telling me he was live from other people, so I'd jump on his live feed and ask him live or his live feeds. He ignored everyone. The last one, he was in the MEP, and he was in a march in Sheffield. Now, check this out for your son. He was in a march in Sheffield. I sent him a message live on his Facebook when he was going live, saying, "Where's my paperwork? Why won't you face me?" The police then intercepted it because, as we know, all police stations have got technology to take your phone before it even goes live. So it's 2 minutes behind. So then they stopped that call. His phone pinged to tell me he got that message. Next minute, he got another message. He got a phone call from the printers, which we know, printers are his script writers. That's why they call them printers. And as we were walking past the lad filming, you could even say, "Yeah, I've just seen it now pop up." That was my comment to him. That's why he disappeared that day, into the runner, because I put to him, "I'm coming down. I'm 15 minutes away from Manchester," and I told him I was coming down to have it out with him live on Facebook. And he did a runner. That's it, Tommy Robinson. Danny Tomo bans me on every site I try to catch him on. Yet these are people what are supposed to be there for us, Tracy. These are people what I did. You know what I did for that man. I spent 23 hours a day for that man, and everybody can tell you, literally 23 hours a day, because he was my son's only up. I built him up from 500 people to what he was for my son, and for every child out there. not for gain and not for claiming money. Because let me tell you, that man is worth £9.4 million. If I was worth £9.4 million, I'd put £10 million in on my cent and still live in a cardboard box on the street than sit there asking people for money to fight what people should naturally fight for. That's how much that man cares, because if he cared, he'd use his own money and wouldn't ask other people for it. And he'd stand up and face what he's done. He left my son to rot in that prison, let me tell you. And he even helped try and set him up again so that he couldn't get out. And then they tried to set me up. Every time I call Tommy Robinson out, no matter whose channel agrees with me, that channel is instantly shut down. Why? Because they don't want it going out about Mr. Robinson, because he's only there to create a civil war. That's all that man's there for. To promote the civil war, just like Zionist have been doing for centuries. It just to say what I have done for him, and you will know what I did for that man and his group and his cause. To turn around and do what he has done is an absolute joke. It's a disgrace. I class him worse than what I class the police. Because not only is he conning the people who are trying to sort it out, he's also helping them cover it all up by doing what he's doing. He's worse than your enemy. He's playing both sides for money. Like I say, if I were worth £9 million, Tracy, I'd take money out for my food and the rest will go against fighting this. I've done it for nothing for 3 years. I ain't had a penny for 2 years, me. Not a penny. For 2 years. I've been at this 23 hours a day for 2 years solid. For free. Do you know what I mean? I'm on the verge of losing my house because of what I do. It's
I know, and they stopped your money, didn't they? They also stopped some of your benefits, didn't they?
I ain't had no benefits for 2 years. I'm having to go out disabled after having 3 strokes, schizophrenia and osteoarthritis and work for pennies because I ain't even got a van to go to work anymore. They've destroyed it.
There's a woman called Tracy Blackwell who seems to not be a big fan of Tommy at the moment, because last year he lied to her about me apparently holding some footage ransom of a documentary about her son who died in a car crash. And he lied to her and said that I'd kept this footage hostage when I had nothing to do with it. So he lied to the mother of like a dead child to cover his ass because George and Kaylin had lost a memory card with like some footage on it, and because I was out of the picture, it was kind of convenient for him to just use my name like that. And she believed that for ages and read my name out to thousands of people. And I think she feels pretty angry at him over that. So there's like little things like that where I just think behind the scenes, the bad behavior and stuff like that, it's really created a toxic environment, and all these bad actors now coming and trying to be the new Tommy while he's in prison, like his representative, and a lot of them are just sycophants.